We are just going to wait for the notification to go on out. And I probably need to go ahead so I can hear. So you guys do not get all that background noise. So let me try to connect my headphones. All right, let me just make sure that my headphone. I did not get to post anything yesterday because I was in travel. What did they call that? En route to travel to get on the boat, the ship. So we got on the boat yesterday. We're currently on sea. I think we'll be on sea until Monday, and then on Monday, I believe we get to Honduras. Okay, so this is just a quick energy check-in. I hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful weekend. What is today? I think today's Sunday. I think today's Sunday. Okay, so we're doing a quick energetic pull. Okay, I also wanted to remind you guys that when I get back from vacation, that we are going to be tapping into the secret of 12. Okay. So when I get back from vacation, we're going to be jumping back into our routine of tapping into the secret of 12. Now, um, hello, my lovelies, my wonderful, wonderful gurus. How are you guys doing? I need to know. Hopefully, you guys can hear me fine because I try to find the quietest place on the boat where I can record something, where I could go live. So hopefully, I'm coming in clearly and you guys can hear me clearly. Okay. Um, the poll is going to be a little different, obviously, because I am not at home, so I don't have access to all of my cards, right? But I just wanted to do a quick energetic check-in. I did not get to pre-record any content before coming on the cruise, so all of the content that I'm going to be doing is going to be live here from the cruise. Uh, I was instructed as I was leaving because I was going to pack all of these notes and all of these things and getting everything together. And I was definitely instructed by my guys that I just needed to bring a clean notebook because some things were going to be changing in the channel. And I just need to do a quick energy pulls, while I'm here, just to make sure that I stay engaged and check in on you guys. Okay. So let's do that. Um, I want us to get ready coming up the winter solstice energy. Okay, that's going to be important because we're going to timestamp that energy on the winter solstice. That's going to create the energy leading into the next year. Winter solstice is in December. So if we're dealing with the ancient calendar recycles in December. It doesn't recycle in March, right? So the ancient calendar starts their new year on December 21st, which is the winter solstice. The Gregorian calendar starts their new year in March in Aries season, but the ancient calendar does not start their calendar in March, okay? So we're going to be kicking off our reset or 0 point reset. We're going to be kicking off that 0 point reset on December 24th, December 21st. So that's December 2-1, right? And that's going to be the 0 point reset as well as tapping into the ancient calendar. So remember, the ancient calendar deals with not just the sun calendar, but it also deals with the cosmos. All right. So when you're tapping into the ancient calendar, and I don't have my notes to show you guys, right? But if you go back to my past video when I talked about the mirroring energy, right? Ancient calendar, if the time was not changed, we would be in the year 7530. Okay. That calendar runs on cosmic energy. Hey, Taj, how are you? I'm on the cruise. Can you hear me well, Taj? I don't know if you can hear me well. I try to find the quietest part in the ship to do the live, so hopefully you guys can hear me well. If you can hear me, just let me know you can hear me because I put my headphones in, so hopefully you can hear me clearly. Um, and if not, I'll probably have to look for another quiet space where I can do my lives. Okay, so I am going to be doing lives. Oh, perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let me just repeat what I was saying. Okay. We're going to start our 0 point reset, okay, on December 21st on the winter solstice, okay? I am going to be doing a year, tracking the year. Yeah, I'm on the, oh, thank you. Thank you, Taj. We're going to be tracking a year from December 21st to the following year. We're going to do a complete cycle using the ancient calendar, right? Now, the reason why that's different is because the ancient calendar does cosmic energy as well as solar energy, right? But if we're dealing with just the Gregorian calendar, that calendar only deals with solar energy. So you have no cosmic references at all, right? So this is why you can't account for like three-eye atlas, right? Hey, Miss T, how are you? My wonderful gurus, right? This is why you can't account for three-eye atlas or A6 lemon because um they're not part of the Gregorian calendar that we follow now. But if you're tracking the ancient calendar track the cosmos, all right? So we're doing a reset December 21st, okay? Solar, no, that's the winter solstice, okay? Which is when the ancient calendar begins. It begins in the winter solstice. It doesn't start in March. So when we kick off our 0 point reset, we're going to be starting on December 21st, okay? Why is that important? That is important because if we're starting on December 21st, then we have access. Oh, thank you. I know, right? Yeah. Yeah. If we're starting a reset on the 21st of December, then we are linking up cosmically with this new energy that's here now. We're going to be linking up cosmically, energetically with the new energy that's coming into the atmosphere, as well as tracking things within the new timeline. If you guys can go back to my past video where I literally showed you the Gregorian calendar and how we have three lines. We got a line of disorder, we have a line of passivity, and I think we have a line of poor memory, right? But if we're using the ancient calendar, there's just a line straight through that of spirituality, right? So that's what we're going to be doing. This energy is meant for you to be your authentic self. This is not for you to pretend to be someone or be something that you're not, okay? This energy is requiring you to be your own guru, which means paying attention to your inner voice, paying attention to your body, paying attention to the signs that's being spoken to you without you having to read it on a piece of paper or being told. This energy is all about you tapping into your sovereignty, which means trusting your gut, trusting your intuition, and being honest and taking accountability, not just for your emotions, but your mental health and as well as your actions. Okay. So with that being said, so I just want to say welcome everybody, Miss T and Taj. I want to say thank you. And yes, my skin is glowing. Can you do y'all like my henna? I did henna before I got here. I don't know if y'all can really see it, but I got henna done before I got on the boat. It's kind of washing off now. I don't know if you can really see my henna. I like henna. My son's girlfriend did it for me right before I got on the cruise. I left the day before I left. So I'm excited about that. I miss you guys so much. I wasn't able to go live yesterday or repost anything. So I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't get to check in yesterday. I didn't even get to preload a video. Thank you, Miss T. I miss you guys so much. Okay, so we're on this cruise, right? Thank you, Taj. We're on this cruise. And a few things that I've noticed, it is a few things that I've noticed from since I'm on this cruise. First of all, my allergies are not doing the same thing like they were doing back in Atlanta, Georgia. It's like all of my allergies that kind of seem to disappear and melt into the wind. So I have no more allergies. My eyes are not as inflamed as they normally are. The crowd and the vibe is really nice. And I like it because the group that I'm on this cruise with, the theme of this cruise is relax and relaxation. So we're not planning and doing any excursions. It's pretty much pool, beach, food, relax. That's the theme of the trip. The theme of the trip is reset. Okay. So usually, when you go on vacation, you need a vacation from the vacation. We're not doing that. We're vacationing on the vacation. Okay, honey. So when we get back, we don't need. I'm still gonna take my day off when I get back though, y'all. Okay. Um, but we're vacationing from the vacation. All right. So energetically, we're gonna go ahead and just pull some cards to see where the energy is in the atmosphere for us right now. I do not have my sound bowl and I do not have my my normal cards. You know how we do the toned energy? I don't have that deck of cards, so I can't do the toned energy. But let's just keep the tone at 0 point reset, 0 point reset. Hey, how are you? May you ask me a question? You can ask a question, but if it's a personal question pertaining to a reading, you do need to donate $10 for a question. Okay. But if you have a general question, feel free to do so about the ancient calendar or anything. Feel free to do so. And we have an amazing community here, so you can ask a question in the chat, and if everyone knows, the answer, they'll go ahead and they'll respond to you. But yes, you can ask questions here without judgment. Okay. But if it's more of a personal question where you need help with something pertaining to what's going on within your life, um, not if it is for your personal life. No, I do not do free questions if it's for your personal life. You can schedule a reading for that, because sometimes what happens is that one question can go into something way deeper, and I am not cheap with my information. Okay, I'm not cheap with my information. So, um, and usually with these general pools, they sometimes answer your questions. With the general pools, they sometimes answer your questions. Okay. But you can type your question on in the chat and see if anyone in the group, you know, if it's a general question, you can absolutely do so. Okay, y'all. I don't know what's going on with the sun and the moon, y'all, so I cannot tell you guys exactly energetically where we are. I do feel like this energetically that there's a little bit of anxiety in the atmosphere right now. Okay, um, there's a little bit of anxiety in the atmosphere. Um, Hold on one second. You guys, can you go ahead and welcome the new person in the chat? Show some love to Miss M. Is that a Miss M? Show love to Miss M in the chat, y'all. Okay. Have them to feel welcome in our community. Go ahead. Hey D, how you doing? Welcome D. How are you? Y'all go ahead and show some love to everybody in the chat. This is a community of healing and helping each other. You know what, Miss M? Ask me your question. I'm on vacation. Go ahead and ask the question. I'm on vacation, so I got time. Okay. I'm on vacation, so you can go ahead and ask your question. That's going to be my birthday gift to you because it is my birthday weekend. Okay. So you can go ahead and ask your question. Give a shout out to D also. D's in the chat. I am sure. Go ahead. One question. I'm going to make it very short though. Okay. It is my birthday weekend. And well, actually my birthday month, and we are doing Scorpio season for the whole month, honey. Okay. So ask your question. All right. And I want you guys to know how much I love you. I haven't started drinking yet because I wanted to make sure that I could do the live before I went drinking. Okay. I don't want to be on here all nice and tipsy. Okay. Okay. So let's take a look at the overall energy and what you guys need to know. And I really want to say, I feel a lot of choosing yourself first energy also, right? And it's not about being selfish, okay? This is authentically about making sure that you're taking care of you, because you cannot give to somebody else, but you don't have to give to yourself, right? So if you find that you're a little impatient and a little irritated and just like a little overwhelmed, you may want to begin to time out for yourself. So whether that's meditation, whether that's taking 5 minutes, okay? Okay, 100% focusing on on singlehood right now. Okay, all right. So yeah, self-love is the big key energy that's in place for everybody right now. Okay, so this is why you see a lot of stuff happening out. I want to say mainstream, where a lot of people's maybe lies or things that they hid is coming out, because authentically this energy is saying you need to be truthful with yourself and you need to be truthful with other people. So anyone that thinks they're hiding something from other people, no. Okay, so if you're operating on a lot of energy that screams ego right now, that's not going to work for you. Okay, you need to know that ego energy is not going to work for you in a productive way. You do need your ego, because your ego is here to protect you. Okay, let me back up and rewind. All right, because I did not give my disclaimer, and this is important. This is a channel where you learn that you are your own guru. Okay, so I needed to give my disclaimer. Let me go ahead and do that before I pull these cards. Okay, my disclaimer is simple. These videos are for anyone who's here and they're really, really, really on the path of seeking themselves and doing the work. Okay. When you talk about your on your spiritual path, you cannot get to levels within this if you are not authentically honest with yourself. And sometimes that may mean owning things about you that may not necessarily be so pretty or so comforting and may put you outside of your comfort zone. But these things are necessary for the evolution of who you are, the evolution of your soul, right? So within this energy, your ego, which is masculine in energy, and you need to know your ego is your deductive reasoning. This is your thinking aspect of yourself. Okay, this is your logical aspect of yourself. So when you hear me talk about your ego, there's nothing wrong with having an ego because your ego is part of who you are and it's here to protect you. So you can't kill your ego. Okay, so let me just demystify that. There is no killing your ego. And even when they talk about death to the ego, it's not death in the sense of getting rid of your ego. It's death in the sense of not lying to yourself anymore, right? Because your ego, because it's logical, because it's deductive reasoning, right? It can tend to not listen to your gut or your intuition, right? Your ego can tend to trump your gut or your intuition, right? Ego is masculine in energy. Your intuition and your emotions are more feminine in energy, right? So you cannot kill your ego. What you need to do is your ego and your intuition, or your ego and your spirit, need to come together if you want to work together. Okay. So your ego is always going to be there to protect you, but you can't allow it to control you. Your ego and your intuitive nature need to work together. All right. Now, let me just go ahead and give you this other one tip. Okay, in this energy that we're in now, especially now that we stepped into the quasi era. And for those of you that are new to the channel, let me explain to you what the quasi era is. The quasi era is the era where everything is moving at quantum speeds. We're tapping into higher levels of light energy, higher levels of information coming in. So everything is going to be happening at a quantum level. And we're not just talking about computers. No, no, no. We're actually talking about you. This is why some people are experiencing maybe a lot of aches and the pain in the body and joints in particular areas of the body. Your body's also now in a position where it's taking in more radiation. Okay. Even when you look at the comets that's now in the atmosphere, the 3-eye atlas and the A6 lemon, that is sending literally solar flares into the atmosphere. Okay. So think about those comets. Once the sun, solar flares from the sun is shooting out of all of the solar dust, that solar dust, just so you know, is coming into the ethers and you're breathing it in, and that is activating you. Okay. So it's activating your 12-strand DNA. It's also activating every layer of 12 that's linked to 12. All of those layers are being activated. Okay. When I get back from vacation, my wonderful gurus, we are going to go down to 12, the secrets of 12, and why it's important for you to understand the secrets of 12, whether it's the 12 zodiac signs, the 12 disciples, the 12 principles, the 12 rainbows, the 12 tones, the 12 tones of love. There's so much sequence to 12, right? So we're going to begin to break all of those sequences down and what they mean. And somebody just mentioned the number 3, and 12 plus 1 is 3. And there is a link to that because within the 12 plus 1, you get 3. 3 is what you would call the code of the Trinity, right? So 3 is the code of the Trinity. 3 is the code of manifestation, which is really just feminine energy, masculine energy, which produces material energy. So whether you call it the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, or any other spiritual term you give to the 3, the 3 is just showing you how from the spiritual realm things can be physically manifested into this realm. So 3 is a physical manifestation of things. This is how you begin to bring things physically manifested into this realm. Okay. So when I get back from vacation, we're going to tap into the 12s, the 12 zodiac, the 12 disciples, the 12 disciplines, the 12 disciples, the 12 tones. There's and let me just say this. I thought when I got back, I was going to be able to immediately jump in all 12, like to start the sequence. And what I'm being told is that there has to be like a kind of, and I don't even want to call it purification, right? But there has to be a foundational level that's created. So that way, when you start to experience a lot of this energy and a lot of the shift, you're not thinking you're crazy. Okay. Because I had a client recently, and this client recently was seeing orbs. Okay, she was seeing orbs, and she She was like, well, you know, I thought maybe there was something wrong with my eyes, and I went to the doctor and I checked, and they say my eyesight is fine, and I don't know why I keep seeing orbs or maybe these things out of the corner of my eyes and things are flashing. Yeah, you're seeing that because you've now entered into a higher frequency of energy. So things that you may not have been able to pick up in the energetic field, if you guys can still hear me, because my internet just froze on me for a second. I want to make sure you guys can still hear me. If somebody can just give me a thumbs up and let me know that I'm coming through on the live, that would be amazing. Okay. So disclaimer is, thank you so much. Disclaimer is this, okay? These messages are for everyone. And if you're not here to do your work, then you may not find this channel to be beneficial. But if you're here to do your work, I promise you, okay, we're going to demystify some things. You are your own guru. You do not need me. I'm just a guide sharing information. You do not need anybody on this spiritual walk to tell you the signal.